What is up, guys? Patch 6.3 came out today, and this video we are going to go over the biggest changes, basically everything you actually need to know about the patch. We're going to kick this off differently from what I normally do, and we're going to look at the biggest changes this patch, or what I think are the biggest changes anyway, in DUSKBLADE of Drakthar, ZHAO, and Phantom Dancer. So first up, ZHAO. This change is crazy. I actually saw it on the PBE, and I didn't think it would make it into the game, but here I am talking about it anyway. They've made his heal now scale with his bonus AD, and they've made it so that his third auto attack is now going to guaranteed crit. I think this is actually kind of dumb for two reasons. Alright, so first, it builds attack speed and devourer, so you're going to get that crit a lot, and you'll also heal even more from that guaranteed crit now. Just to point out though, it doesn't work with the sated devourer. It's the third attack, not hit, so you actually have to attack 3 times to proc it, but even so, you have attack speed to attack quickly. With this whole crit thing, he might actually even work with DUSKBLADE now too. He'll probably have a lot of burst damage. We'll have to see, but yeah, this guy is going to be really strong. Second one, Phantom Dancer is now cheaper. I know it's only priced, but it used to be 450 gold more expensive than the others, and that was just way too high. Shiv did get a small damage buff this patch, and Rapid Fire got a small damage nerf too. The thing is though, okay, so for crit based AD carries, this is amazing now. It gives us 45% attack speed compared to the 30 on Rapid Fire. It gives us bonus movement speed near enemy champions, plus 12% damage reduction against whoever you're attacking. It may be an indirect nerf, but champions like Jinx, Caitlyn, and Tristana just got a decent buff this patch from that, and Phantom Dancer is now in a really good spot. For burst or wave clear, I'd say Shiv is still good, Rapid Fire too, but for pure DPS and crit builds, Phantom Dancer is definitely the way to go. So last up, DUSKBLADE. This is a big new item change into the game. It's going to really force the meta to shift a lot, I think. Basically, it just gives you a mini Z ultimate Deathmark as the passive. I did a whole video on this yesterday, so I'm not going to cover it here, but if you didn't watch that, then you can click the screen now to go and watch it and find out more. So the big important champion changes this patch. The first one, Gragas. He's going to be better in the jungle now. He's actually going to clear pretty fast with that W doing AoE damage. He did decent damage anyway before this. He scales with defense items pretty well, and he's going to be a solid pick, I think. My guess would be he's going to build some damage and then go full tank. He might go for the Runic Echoes and then a Rod of Ages. Rod is really good on him, kind of similar to a Mumu, I guess, in a way with his build after that. Next up, Graves. He got a nerf this patch. His Q damage is down, and it also doesn't explode immediately when hitting terrain behind them. I actually tested this on the PBE, and it was enough time for me to now flash away from it and not take the return damage if you're quick enough, which is actually a pretty good change. He's still going to be strong. He can build DUSKBLADE too, which more than makes up for the damage nerfs, so he's probably just as good still, honestly, and it's not really going to make much difference. This one though is going to make a big difference. So Cogmore, this guy is going to be sick, I think, honestly. I hope the word sick isn't just a British saying, or you guys are going to have no idea, but basically he's going to be good. Having the bonus attack speed on your W means you ramp up so much faster into the game now. It is a really big damage boost, but it also means that we can max at E second again for better self peel and some wave clear mid game. Overall, I don't actually know if he's going to be top tier, only because he will struggle against assassins and the DUSKBLADE, but he is going to be very strong. Next up, Poppy. Much needed nerfs, honestly, but probably not enough to keep her down. Her damage is actually up if you're going to build damage, but down if you build defense, which is really how it should be. I think the bigger changes though are to her E and her ultimate. The charge cooldown is up and the knock-up duration is down, and it will basically make it easier to get away from her and stop her chain CCing you until you die. She's still going to be good. She still has good damage, still tanky, still hard to deal with, and still top tier, but kind of just a little bit easier to survive against her, at least 1v1 now. Now Rise, I don't honestly like this at all. I don't like this change. Riot's justification for this is that there is a huge difference between a new Rise player and a veteran player, so they're making him simpler so there's less of a gap. Well, honestly, like, no shit, there's a difference. Like, Rise is not an easy champion to play. You need a little bit of skill to have a big impact with him, and that is just wrong. Like, League is supposed to be a skill-based game, not some casual simple game. Sure, honestly, you can make it easier to get into the champion, you can make it easier to get grips with him if you want, but don't punish people for getting good with a champion and learning them properly. That is just dumb. Anyway, rant over. Okay, I don't think he's dead. The ultimate cooldown is nice because we can sustain so much more now, especially with cooldown reduction. We'll be using it every couple of waves. The passive change is a big nerf, and it is going to hurt, so you are going to struggle. You're not going to be able to 1v1 people as well, I guess, but he's still going to be relevant in the game. There are 4 other changes that I'm going to cover very quickly. These are smaller changes though for the champions. Alistair got a nerf and a buff this patch, I guess, but overall I think it's a nerf. His sustain in lane is going to go down a bit, but his combo is now so much easier to land. Basically, if you want to combo someone, then you can. You can't really mess it up anymore. It honestly doesn't change very much if you could already hit the combo. He's still going to be strong, but he is going to get a little bit of a nerf in the lane phase. Rengar got a bit of a buff this patch, but he's still kind of crap kit-wise, honestly, I think. But the new Duskblade might bring him back into the meta more. You are going to have to snowball to be relevant now that he's weaker, but if you do snowball with that Duskblade, you are going to one-shot everyone. Speaking of Duskblade, Zed, he's got an ultimate nerf this patch, but it doesn't matter at all now with the Duskblade. He is going to be so strong. I've been asked this quite a lot already before the patch even came out, and yep, I probably would ban Zed, and I probably would ban Talon too. Last one is a Ziggs buff, and it's actually a nice buff. I think they're buffing him over and over, and I think he actually could be pretty strong, but it doesn't matter at all. He struggles against assassins, and now we're in an assassin meta, so if you pick him and someone picks like Zed against you, then they're going to farm and kill you over and over, and there's nothing you can really do about it. There are a few item changes, but nothing that is going to majorly affect what you buy, except I guess Phantom Dancer and the Duskblade change, which we've already covered. The only thing really to mention would be boots. So Swifties, Lucidity, Moby boots, they have their cost up to 900. That's only 100 gold increase, by the way, and it's still 200 gold cheaper than Merc Treads, etc. Kind of a side thing, but I feel really sorry for Merc Treads right now. They need to put some tenacity back on it, otherwise no one is going to buy it. It doesn't actually change too much really anyway, the cost upgrade. People thought this might, which is why I wanted to mention it, but yeah, basically, if you want to go faster, you get Swifties, cooldown Lucidity, attack faster Berserker, do more damage than Sorks. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this format. I kind of try and tweak it just to make it a little bit better each time, and I tried to give you a bit more of my personal insight into what I think the meta will look like this time rather than just going over them. So let me know what you think. Anyway, make sure to like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, comment, share, but for now, I'll leave you with our favorite robot.